I hope you can able to see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
So in this class, we are going to learn about this particular concept. Open the notepad once again. So first we'll see like how we can integrate the database, and then we'll see like how to create a model, and then how we can link this particular model data into the databases, like automatically table will be created. And then we'll see like how actually migration will work. What are things we need to install? Okay, like if anything libraries need to install something. Next, how to create a super user class, how to create the admin panel, okay, how you can see this admin panel using this particular super user. Next, how to access that particular super user, how to upload the media files, and how we can display the media files, and how we are going to fetch the database data to the front end part, and again from the front end to back end part, both the way. Okay. So again, we'll going to learn about like how we can tell a user to sign up, how we can validate that particular user sign up, and how a user can able to log in and log out. So all these things we're going to see in this particular class. So let's start. Okay. So first of all, okay. So I need a database. So in the last class, I told you to download the PostgreSQL database. Okay. So in mine, it is already installed. So let me just open the PG admin here. Okay. So PG admin is a graphical user interface which is used to check like what are the databases are available, how many tables you have created. So all the things which is already created, if you want to check it, so using this particular PG admin graphical user interface software, you can check it. Okay, and it's opening or not. Let me just rerun once again. So sometime the first time it will take some time to open the file. Okay. So it is opening now. Okay. So okay. So before that, like we'll see like how we can create the tables in this particular project. Okay, so we have already this models.py classes there, but using this particular class, we cannot able to use this particular table in the databases. Okay, so we have to go with the some other particular file to handle this particular uh, databases. So what we have to do, we have to use the Django command to create this particular table. Okay, that's nothing but our class. Okay, so class, using the class, what we are going to do, we are going to create our database table. Okay, so simple concepts are there. Okay, so in Django, all these things are already ready-made is created. Just the thing is like just you have to add this particular names as a variable. So here I'm just taking one variable name. Just assume I want to create the name of this particular class. So here you have to mention how many character you want to enter, or else like it will be a lengthy text will be there. Like how is going to be work. So here, first of all, you have to add one more class. There is a models class. So just you have to mention models dot model first. And then once you mention this, okay, you have to create this use this particular models class. And then you have to mention what you want to mention. Like you want to add character, text, any foreign key. Okay, what are the things you want? For example, I want to add one limited text. Okay, that's why I'm mentioning the character field. So here in the character field, okay, how many characters you want to add? So that's I can do with the maximum length. Just assume I want to add maximum 50 character, the name whatever I'm going to add. Next, just assume I want to add one image of the particular course also. So that's why I'm using one image as a variable name. And then again, same thing after it, models dot, okay. And this will be an image field. So automatically it will give you the suggestion like what you want to add. So here I'm going to add image field, okay. And here where it should going to be saved. So that's why I'm going to mention upload to one folder name. So here I'm giving this particular folder name img. You can give any other name also. Just example, I'm giving this name as a im. You can give any other name also. Next, I want to add the description of the course. So here I'm going to add models dot, a description may be a lengthy, so I'm going to add as a text field. So it is not going to be a restricted format. Okay, you can add n number of characters as a description. Next, I want to add a price also. So so here I'm going to add price models dot. So now it is showing me that you want to add the price in decimal or integer. Just I want to go with the integer field only. Okay. Next, again I want to check like whether any offers are there. If there any offers are there, so here I'm going to add for order offers also. So offer normally it will be a boolean value. Okay, so here I'm going to add models dot boolean field. So by default you have to give some value. So I'm giving default value as a something like false I want to give. Okay. So now here you can see here I've created my particular class. So now you can see here there are some object already created, but I don't want to create the object here. Okay, so where I want to create these object, I want to create the object using through the admin panel where I want to give some access. So let me remove this particular information. Now let me save this. Okay, so there are other things also there, but let me just show you. Okay, so it is showing like configure. Okay, let me just reopen once again this particular pg admin. Okay, so next, so here once we create this particular table, okay, now we have to do the migration part also. And before that, you can see here we got one particular error like runtime error. You have to add your application, okay, in that application the model name which you have to add in the installed app. So where I have to use this particular installed app, so you have to go to this particular setting.py. Okay, so where is the setting.py? Here you can see there is setting.py is there. So here you have to mention your app name. So here what is the app name is there. So I have created the app name as a what name I have given, sample I have given. So here you have to mention the app name. So you can see here if you go to the apps.py, now you can see here there are already one class is there, sample configuration as a app configuration. But you can see here if you go with the setting.py file, there is a no sample app is normally it is not available. So what you have to do, you have to just copy this particular name sample, okay, configuration, and go to the again settings.py file. And here you have to mention the first app name. What is the app name? App name is sample. And then you have to mention apps and then the class name. So class name is, we have already copied sample dot configuration. So once you add this, just save this particular file. Okay. So now you can see here everything is running successfully. Okay. So here also your it is showing like loading paging page like PG admin. Again, it's taking some time. So let me just minimize and let's do other parts also. So here next, what we have to do, we have to do some more settings also related to the information. Like if you want to see the information into the admin panel, okay, as a user, like if I want to add any particular data. So what other things I have to add once I create the model? Okay, now you can see here there is a one admin.py file also there. So you have to add your data in nothing but your class in the admin.py file also. Okay, so here already you can see from Django.contrib admin already this particular already imported. Just you have to mention the class. So here I'm going to mention the from models. Okay, import my class name. So my class name is nothing but the course. So this is going to be already added now. So then I have to mention one particular function called admin dot site dot register, and then here you have to pass the class name. So our class name is the course. Okay, and once you create it, you have to save this particular things. Okay, next part. So here, let me check this particular is still loading. Now here, next setting what I have to do. Okay, in the settings.py file. Okay, here I have to add the media path also. Okay, so you can see here if in the model, I'm going to add one media file, nothing but the image file. So here, when you create any type of media files, you have to add this particular connections also. Okay, so what is the connection you have to add for the media files? You have to mention one particular folder name. So here I'm going to the settings.py file. Okay, where you can add anywhere. Okay, I'm just going in the last lines, and here I'm going to add the, let me add one hashtag. Okay, this is nothing but my comment, so I'm going to add here media file, media file, or media file folder. Okay, so this is the connection which I'm going to add here. You can add any comment just for understanding purpose only here. So like how you can see there is a static files content is there, same thing you have to mention here. Okay, capital in capital only you have to mention media URL equals to, then you have to mention this particular codes. Okay, like how this folder name is created, you can give any other name also. So here I want to create one name as a media folder. You can give any name, it is not fixed, like you have to give this particular name only, and then you have to give the connection of this particular folder name. So how to give the connection? Just you have to add one more command, media root. Okay, you have to mention media root. Media root equals, you have to mention os dot path, because here I'm going to create my own folder. This is not a fixed folder. Like how we created the pages folder, same thing there also we have mentioned this os.path.join. Then I have mentioned the base.directory, and then we have mentioned the folder name. So same thing here also, what folder name we have given? We have given the folder name as a media. Okay, so once you give this, let me save this file, and then you have to connect with the main URL also. Okay, so in the main URL, what you have to do, you have to add this particular, okay, uh, settings. Okay, so the whatever the settings are there that you have to add here. So simple is there. Okay, there is a just you have to add one particular command. Okay, just you have to do some concatenations. Okay, nothing extra, you have to add it. The simple things is there, just there is a one how you have added the uh, static. Okay, static is in the normal file which we are creating the by default, but here we are going to add the media folder separately. Okay, and that is going to be created, okay, uh, by the users. Okay, like once we create the super admin, and once this particular super admin created, and that is going to be, the user is going to be add that particular data, and that information will be saved in the database, and from that database in the front end is going to be displayed. Okay, so here I'm taking the same folder name directly. You can do the concatenation here also, and just for understanding purpose, I'm just rewriting the things again. Okay, so here I'm writing just URL patterns equals to, we have already URL patterns are there. For this particular thing, I'm going to concatenate. What I'm going to concatenate, I'm going to add one static function here. Okay, static. Okay, and here in the static function, I'm going to add my settings. Okay, so this is the setting. Okay, settings dot, what I'm going to add, I'm going to add the media URL. So here I have to mention media URL, and then you have to add the media root also. So how to add the media root? Just you have to give the comma, and here I have to mention the small letters. You have to mention document root. Document root is nothing but the where the particular file is going to be saved. So that is going to be saved in the settings dot media root. Okay, so here we have given the connection. Okay, so now, okay, so why we are getting this particular line? Because we have not imported the static function, settings function. So just here you have to add, include the one more thing. Okay, so here you have to mention from. Okay, it should be in the small, from. Okay, Django dot configuration. Okay, import. You have to add the settings. Okay, And next you have to mention the static function also. So here I have to mention Django dot configuration. Okay, then you have to mention URLs, and then you have to mention static. Okay, and import the static function. Okay, and now let me save this. Let me check. Still is not working. Taking some time. The normal it will be open directly. No why today is taking lots of time to open. Okay, so meanwhile, what I'll do, I'll create the super user. So I'm creating one new terminal. Okay, so in the previous terminal, already my Python server is running. Okay, so in this next terminal, I'm going to create the super user. So how we can create the super user? If you just assume if you forget this particular command, okay, so just you can write Python manage .py and help. You'll get all these particular commands. What are the commands are there? Okay. So here all these particular database related commands, Django related commands, authentication related commands, everything will be there. So here I want to create the super user. So just you have to mention here, okay, create, okay, super user, okay. And now once I run this, okay, so it is showing me that there is a no type of user is there. Okay, there will be no user table is there to create this particular things. So just what I'll do here, I'll do one thing. Okay, I'll just enter one particular command called make migration. So what will happen here? My database related thing will be activated. Okay, and whatever the table related classes already we have created, that is going to be active. So first of all, I'll just save all this file urls.file and settings files. Okay, let me save this admin files also, and I'm going to create the models.py also. Okay, and views.file. Okay, so why we are getting this particular course? Okay, so there is a no courses, so let me just remove this particular dictionary. Okay, because we have created the object. Okay, so now let me save this particular file. Okay, so now, okay, everything is saved now. Okay, so now here I want to run this particular command called make. Before creating that, I'm going to add the make migrations. Okay, so now you can see here, once I enter this particular command, you can see here make migration, and there is a sample. In the sample, there is already one migration file created using this particular model codes. If you want to check it, you can check it. Okay, you can see in the migration, there is a one file is there, 0001, okay, .py file. Now just assume I want to create a database table using this particular file. So what I have to do here, just I have to mention here, okay, SQL migration. This is the command SQL migrate. And what is the app name, from which app I want to create this particular database table? Sample app. And then I have to mention like what is the file name is. So file name is 0001. And now once I enter this particular command, okay, that file you can see here, this particular table will be created. Now if I want to confirm this, I just need to run one more command. Okay, so here you have to mention migrate. This is the final command. And once you enter this, okay, so everything will be created. Okay, so here again we are showing some issue in the page. Okay, pg admin. Okay, but now you can see here already, if you go to the this settings.py file. Okay, okay, and if you go to the database, okay, template database. Now by default there will be SQLite3 database will be there. Okay, and if I want to check it like whether these particular things are created or not, so just if you open this particular Google. Okay, so let me just open the Google. Okay, and here I'll write, okay, you can check if you want to check it. Okay, something like there will be one software issue will be there. Now I want to check it. Okay, so there will be physical file will be there. Okay, so you can see here we have the physical file of db.sqlite3. So this is the database file. Okay, so now I want to check whether my database tables are created or not. So just I'm going to write SQLite3 online. Okay, and this is the website sqliteonline.com. Okay, so okay, so now here I have to upload my database. Okay, so if I click on the file, and here I'll write open database. Okay, so which database I want to check. So here this is in the tech. We have this database.sqlite3 file is there. Just click on the open, and now you can see here. Okay, if I click, you can see here there is a sample course is there. Okay, in the sample course, what are the things are there? ID, name, image, description, price, offers. Okay, if I just click it, and if I want to select show table, okay, now you can see here there is a nothing data is there. Okay, there will be no data will be there. Okay, why? Because still we have not created anything. Okay, still we have not created anything. Okay, so once we store some particular data, you can see if I click on this particular name, all these things, okay, ID, nothing is showing here. Okay, so once I store this particular data, you will find all these things. Okay, so as of now, there will be no databases are there. That's why we are not getting any particular information. As you can see here in the there is a one more authentication user will be there. Okay, so if I click on this username, okay, nothing is information is there as of now. Okay, user group, okay, nothing is there. Okay, so there is a no particular data will be there. Now once what I'll do here, I'm going to create one particular, okay, user. Okay, and so I can check like is any particular data information is stored or not. Okay, so first of all, I'll do one thing. I'll write one command to create a super user. Okay, so how to create the super user command we already know. Okay, just we have to write create super user. Now once I run this particular command, you can see here what username you want. Okay, so by default, if I just left with the blank, it will create with my name, because here I've given the username as Elias. So now, okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create with the name of admin. Next, it is going to be the email address. So I'll give this admin at the rate something like gmail.com. And next again, it is asking me the password. I'm giving the simple password 1234. It will not show me like what password I have entered. So now it is showing me that it is a very, very simple password. I'll go with this particular password because I just we are doing the simple, okay, dummy test. Okay, so now you can see here it is showing me that your super user is already created. Okay, so what I will do here again, let me uh, just refresh this particular, okay, the server, and now I'm clicking on the my file, and here I'm going to add the slash admin. And once I run this, okay, it is asking me to log in through the admin. Okay, if I just make it small, it will look like this. Okay, so now I want to log in. So what I have given the name as a admin, username as a admin. Okay, and now, okay, now you can see here, if I just reopen this particular database, okay, open the database. Okay, again, if I'm reopening this particular database, and if I click on the row table, now you can see here, now it is showing me the table, and here it is showing me that username is admin. Earlier, it was not showing the username. It was not showing me the table if I click on the show table. Nothing it was showing. You can see here, if I click on the sample codes, and if I click on this particular show table, nothing is showing here. Earlier also for user also it was not showing anything. Okay, but now you can see here we are getting this particular admin. Okay, email ID also we are getting here. Okay, and you can see here password is totally in the encrypted form. You cannot check the password. Okay, and now let me add my password. Okay, and if I click on the login, and now you can see here we can log in able to the admin panel, and you can see here it will be created by the Django. You don't need to create anything. Okay, so now if you click on the courses, and now you can see here you can add the courses here. Okay, if I click on the add course, now I can give the some name of the courses also. Okay, so here what I will do, I'll create one. Okay, okay, I'll download some images. Okay, here I will create, okay, C language logo. Okay, so I'll create it some. Okay, I'm going to download some particular logos. Okay, so let me just download this particular logo. Okay, so I'm going to save this particular image. So where I'm going to save, I'm going to save in the desktop. I'm going to create one separate folder with the name of images. Okay, okay. So here I'm going to save this particular my images. I'm giving this file name as a C. Same thing. I'm going to write some other names also, like something C plus plus something. Okay, and similar same dimension. Let me just download some more images. Let me download this file also as a C++. So let me save this image as a C++. Okay, and I'm going to download one more image as a Python. I want to download this image also. So now we have three images are there. So you can add some more images also. So as of now, downloaded the three. Okay. So now I want to upload all these particular files. Okay. So what I will do first of all is write like C, and I want to upload this particular folder. So I'll click on the tools folder. So I will go to the desktop where I have downloaded the image. So images.django. So first of all, I'll download this C. Okay. And the description I'll write basis of all programming. Okay. And here I add some price, something like 3,000. I'll make it as a offer. I'm going to save this particular. Okay. Next, I want to create one more object. So I'll give this name as a C++ something. And here I'm going to add the one more name as a C++ programming. And here I'll write some description. Best programming for coders. Okay. And here I'm going to add something like 10,000. I'm going to save this particular file. Next, I'm going to add one more course, and here I'm going to add the Python. And here I'm going to add one more file, that is a Python file. And here I'm going to add best programming for web apps. Okay. And here I'm going to add something like 15,000. Okay. Now let me save this. So I have created the three objects. Now what I wanted to do, I want to display this particular three information. Now if I just now I have saved this particular information, right? So if I open this particular database, okay, so where is our database? Okay, so this is our file. Let me open this particular file. Okay, so now if I click on the sample codes and let me just click on the show table. Now I can see here immediately it is showing me the all the information which I have created, C++, Python. Okay, and here you can see for offer it's showing 100. 1 means true, 0 means false. Okay. And now you can see there is a one more, you can see img/c.png. Why it is showing img in the image? Because you can see in the models.py we have stored value upload to img folder. So automatically it will create the folder, okay, with the name of views.py. Sorry, with the img, okay, with the name of this particular, whatever the name you have given, okay, it will create this particular folder. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one object. Using that particular object, I want to display all this my information. Okay. So here, how I'm going to create the object of all these particular things. So just you have to give some name. So just assume I want to give this name as a courses. Okay. And from which particular class I'm going to create this course, and how many objects I'm creating, all the objects. So I have to mention objects all. Okay. And once I created this particular, all this particular information, I have to add this into the one dictionary. So here I'm going to add this particular into my dictionary. So this is my dictionary, and here I'm going to add courses. and the value which I'm going to give the same name as a course. You can give the different names also, but as of now, I have given the same name. Now I want to display this particular information. Okay, you can display this information using the cards also, Bootstrap card also. As of now, I'm not going with this Bootstrap because you already know how to use this particular Bootstrap. I'm just going to the index.html file, and here after this particular course.data file, okay, here I want to display my particular information. Now you can see here after the course data, there is a nothing data is there. Now here I want to display this particular data. So here what I will do, I'll create one loop. Okay, so here I'm going to write for I. So I is my reference variable name. You can give any other name also. Courses. So courses is in the small only. We have added, and then percentage close. And where you want to end this particular loop. So here I want to end this particular loop. Same again, you have to mention the end for. Okay. And in between that, whatever you want to display. So first of all, I want to display this particular information. Okay. The first thing I have to mention I dot name, the name of the course. Okay. And then I want to mention the uh, my particular image. So how I can display this particular image, I have to mention the image tag. Okay, let me add just understanding purpose. Let me add one table. So here you'll get the idea how it's going to be displayed. Okay, so this extra tag, let me remove it. And here I'm going to add the tr open, tr close, and here I'm going to add the columns. So here I'm going to add the course name. Okay, so here course name will be displayed. So here I'm going to display the course name as a I dot name. So here I is my reference variable name, course name. Okay, so whatever the name you have, variable name you have given, same name you have to pass it. Okay. Next, okay, what are the things you have to pass? You have to pass all the data, whatever you want to display. Okay, so course name is there, and let me just add you one column, something like here I want to display course description. Okay, course description, and here I want to display I dot. Okay, so let me check the name. DESC. Okay, so same name you can see here. I have already mentioned. Now let me just save this and check like it is working or not. And just let me just refresh this. Now you can see here, if I just zoom it, now you can see course name, C course description, basis of all programming language. If I just want to make it something like border, I can add the border also. Okay, something like 1 pixel border I want to add. And if I want to divide this width, I can divide the width also. For example, 600 pixels something. And now you can see it is divided now. Okay, now next I want to display some other particular information. Okay, related to um, price also. Let me add one more. Okay, course fee. Okay, and here I'm going to add the what I have given I dot price. Okay, so next here I have to add the image also. Okay, so here I want to add one image also, image. So how to add the image? img src equals. So here normally we mention this particular image. Okay, but here how we can display the image? That's the question. Okay, so directly if you mention uh, the image, it is not going to be displayed. For example, let's add it. Okay, so what is the I dot? We have mentioned the variable name as a complete name as an image only. So here I'm going to mention image, and now let me save this and now refresh. Now you can see here courses are already added, but you can see image is not displaying. So how to do this particular part? Okay, so here I have to mention the image dot URL. Okay, and now let me save this. Okay, and refresh. Okay, still okay. Now you can see we can able to see this image, and if I want to make any changes here, I can do that part also. For example, here if I want to display all these images, I want to add some style, like it should be limited something. So I want to add some width. I want to mention something like 300 pixel only. Okay, for all these images, and okay, now you can see here all these images are displaying perfect. Okay, so now what we have done, let me check it. Database integration. Okay, so that particular things. Okay, PostgreSQL not opening. Okay, so how to integrate the database, just you have to go to the setting files, and here you have to change this particular settings. Okay, what are the database name here? So here just you have to change the name. Okay, and here also you have to change this particular name of the database. Then you have to add the password, and then you have to mention the localhost. That's it. Okay, only 4 changes you have to make it. Okay, I'll just mention this particular in the notes. Okay, that's it. There will be nothing will be there. Okay, or else if sometimes it's not working, if you want to check, okay, if any database is not opening and you want to check it, you can go to this particular SQLite online and you can upload your database file and you can check it like it is it uploaded or not. Okay, so okay, we have done with the super user. We can able to access the admin panel. We can able to upload the media files also, and we are displaying the files from the database to frontend, because this you can see we have added these files for the backend only. Okay, for the backend we have uh, added this particular courses, and that it is saved in the databases, and now we are displaying this particular information from database to frontend. You can see in the frontend all the information are displayed. Now next thing is like fetching the data from frontend to backend. So how to do that part? For this purpose, I'm going to create a separate file, and that file name I have given to give as a signup dot, okay, something like signup page. Okay, signup dot html. So for that purpose, here I'm going to create one page. Okay, so this is my pages folder, and here I'm going to create the signup dot html. Okay, and I'm going to create one more file for login also. Okay? So here it will be login dot html. Okay, so I'm just for understanding purpose, I'm just going to add one heading as a this will be my login page. Okay, and same thing I'm going to add some content in the sign up page. Okay, so now let me check this files are created or not. So how to check it? So we have to just go to the our views.py file. So with our views.py file, this is our views.py file, and here you have to add like how we created the function, separate function for the home and result.page. Same thing, we have to create a separate function also. What are the function we have to create? We have to create a function, separate function for the sign up and sign up request. Okay, and here you have to mention the return render, and here you have to mention the again request. Okay, and here which page you want to connect. I want to connect with the
హలో సార్. సార్ నాకు మీ వాయిస్ వినిపించట్లేదు సార్. 3 టైమ్స్ రీజాయిన్ అయ్యాను నేను.
I'm audible now. Yeah, it's working.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how to log in this? Okay, so simply just I have to pass one particular message. Okay, so whatever you want to pass a message directly, you can pass that particular message. Okay, so here I want to pass one message after this request. Go to the request, and here I want to pass a message. User not found something. Okay, check your email and password. Okay, I want to this particular message. Okay, and once after this, what I want to do, I want to return where it should display this particular message. It should return and redirect to the same page. There is nothing but the login page. Okay, and everything is fine. Okay, then normally like I want to add else. Okay, so this will be go to the else part. Okay, now let me just refresh and I want to check whether it is working or not. Okay, so I'm just checking here once again. If I click on this link, okay, so there is a login page. If I click on the login page, let me just take it with the some other name. I want to add some name, something like Sachin at the rate, okay, something like Sachin123. We have not created any Sachin123. Let me just make it dummy. And if I click on the login, okay, it is not displaying any message. Why it is not displaying a message? Let me just take it in the login.html. We have not passed any message. Okay, so let me copy that same message division which we have created in the sign up. So let me copy paste the same thing. So here also, and now if I just refresh, okay, now you can see here it is showing user not found. Check your email and password. Now again, I want to add something like the King Kohli we have created, and password I have mentioned the 1234. And now if I click on the login, then if it is the correct, then it will go to the home page. So now if I click on the login, so now you can see here it is going to the login page. Okay, and same thing for the logout also. Just here we have to go to the views.py file, and here we can add some one more function as a logout. So here I want to add one more as a logout. Okay, same thing, request I have to pass it, and here one just simple command you have to mention, authentication logout. That's it. Okay, and that's it, request, and automatically it will be logout. And once it is logout, where you want to go to the, just you have to mention, just it should be redirect to the uh, okay, so login page I want to mention. Just assume it should be redirect to the login page. So now let me just refresh. Okay, so now again also I just want to refresh here, and if I click on the logout, okay, okay, so now we have not mapped this logout function. So let me just go to the URL file. Okay, and now you can see there is a no logout map. So let me just copy paste to add the logout part also, and here I have to give the name. I'll give this name as a logout, and here also what is the function name? Function name also we have given the logout, and name also I have to mention the logout only. Okay, and once I save this, and let me just refresh now. Okay, and now if I click on the logout, okay, so let me just click region one setting, King Kohli 1234, login, login. Okay, if I click on logout, okay, so it is not logging perfectly. Let me just check why it is not working. Let me just go to the views. Okay, and let me save the file once again. Okay, I'm going to click on the login, equally password 1234. It's going to the login page. Okay, nothing but the home page. And if I click on the logout, okay, so let me just take the names in the index.html file, what name I have given. Here I've given the name. In the style, I think I've given the name. Okay, so here we have not given the name. So you have to give the name logout. Okay, no, that's why it is not working. So we have to recheck all the things. And now let me just refresh once again. So now if I click on the logout, now it is going to the login. So I can able to log in. Okay, and if I log in here, I will go to the main page, and if I click on the logout, again it's going to the login page. Wherever you want to display, just mention that particular page name so that directly you can add it. Okay, so this is all about the Django part. Okay, and I'm going to share you some projects also. Okay, and I'll share this particular documentation and some notes files also. Again, if you are getting any particular issue, so maybe in the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, okay, we'll be having one revision class or doubt session.